Okay, so we now start at exercise 7, which is polygons, polygone. And I would like you guys to do the summary of what we go through. There's going to be quite a bit of summaries for this video. Firstly, you'll see English has been put in red and the Afrikaans is above it. Okay, so we know, like for example, you get something like which is an Afrikaans says one a vyfhoek, right? But it's not it's not the incorrect name, but it's also not really the correct name. The correct name would be a pentagon or a pentagon. So here you'll see all the numbers until 10. You don't normally that easily work with numbers above 10, but there's everything until 10. So for 1, if something has only one corner, it's a unigon of a unigon, a pentagon, a nonagon, a nonagon. So you just literally put the word gewoon for Afrikaans and gon for English. Then you'll have what you call them. So let's say, for example, a heptagon, a heptagon. That's the Latin number name for number 7. So that means that angle will have 7 corners. A trigon, which we call a triangle, is actually a trigon. Triangle is not incorrect. It's just a Latin name therefore. A driehoek is actually a trigoon. So very interesting. So I would like you guys to do a summary of that. And just for like interesting sake, I put here pentadecagoon. Penta, right? That was 5. And you add 10 is a deca. Pentadecagoon. So pentadecagon. It's very interesting. But yeah, you can make a summary of that. You can pause the video. Then we'll move on. Now I would like you to write these. You can do these symbols and then put their name and their number with each drawing. Okay. So again, the English will be written in, will be highlighted with red. Afrikaans just plain. So please pause the video and do summaries of the following and make sure you remember these words with the side, the amount of sides it has. Okay, we will go on to the next. This I would like to also just kind of talk to you about this quickly. In the table, we've got a triangle and we've got a tetragon, which is a square basically, and a triangle, a driehoek and a vierkant. And then we have onreëlmatig en ons het reëlmatig, which is regular and irregular. So I see I did not put that in English there. So this side, onreëlmatig, means irregular and reëlmatig means regular. So if you look at these two triangle shapes, die driehoeke, you need to understand what onreëlmatig means is you're going to start working with forms where you need to tell me what's the co-interior, wat is die ko-binnehoek as jy die hoeke bymekaar sit. But it's not going to give you the corners to add together, but there's something else you're going to have to do. You know a triangle is 180 degrees inside. Look here, whether it's irregular or whether it's regular. Okay, the inside always stays 180. The only thing that now changes is the fact that the angles will not be the same. Because I mean that just makes sense. So if we look at the irregular, onreëlmatige driehoek, we know it's 180 inside, right? But we can't tell you what the angles are unless they give us a clue to work from. And this place we don't know, or unless they can tell you to actually measure it with your arc. When we have a regular triangle. So if we look at the regular, we know the interior angles add up to 180, right? But now is where we can actually say what each angle is, because if it's a regular triangle, it means all sides will be the same, which then means all angles will be the same. So I can take 180 and divide it by 3, and then I'll get 60 for my angles. Okay, that's the difference between them both. Then we have um, your tetragon, which is your square or your firu, your jou kijk, hier sukkel ek vir die Afrikaanse naam te gee. So irregular, we know that if you look at this shape, right? If you can draw a line and connect two sides to each other, you can see you've got two triangles. If you have two triangles, that means there's a 360 degrees if you put all the angles together. But you should know that any type of quadrilateral should have a 360 degree inside co-interior angles. But you can't tell me how much each one is because the sides are not the same. So we don't know what the angles are. We can only tell you there's 3 triangles involved with this, and there's a 360 degree for all of them together. Then the regular shape, which is the regular square. We know inside is 360 degrees. We know there's 2 triangles in here, which means also it's 360 degrees. There's no changing that. But all sides are the same. So this follows the same kind of logic as the triangle. You can now divide 360 by 4 and get 90 degrees each. And that would make it a regular tetragon. Okay, we move on to the 5 angles, or what we would rather name it, the pentagon, the pentagon. So if you do triangles, you'll see that in a pentagon, you will be able to put 3 triangles, not more than that. So that means that in a pentagon, it is 540 degrees co-interior, right? And then 3 times 180, that's what I said. Sorry. Uh, that's it, but you can't tell me what the angles actually is. You can only tell me what the co-interior is. With the regular shape, it's the same as the others, same concept. We have 5 sides, which is all the same, okay? So that means I can take the 540 and actually divide that, and then you get 108 degrees for each angle. Then we look at the hexagon, which is the 6 angles. Same as with the 5 angles, we can now make 4 triangles in the irregular shape, which means 4 times 180 will give me 720 degrees for the co-interior angle. If you look at the regular angle, once again, we've got 6 sides that are all the same. So we take the 720, divide that by your 6, and you will get 120 degrees each. So you can go back and forth, and please pause the video where you should make all your summaries before you continue.